Eugene and Kathleen, congratulations on the $6 billion man. Can I just first start by asking how you came to learn of this story and what inspired you to spend the time that it took to make this documentary?
It all began with some kind of top secret information that was made available to us that the world had not seen. And it was devastating information about just how far the United States had gone to destroy Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. That was one side of the story. But we had to know the full story. We had to understand, well, what was WikiLeaks doing? Who was Julian Assange? To put that information in context. So it catapulted an investigation that then just kind of snowballed larger and larger.
Kathleen, as a producer, what was the most challenging part for you during this production to help support Eugene on this project?
Oh gosh, that's a great question. I think probably it's your first question, which is coming onto the project. I had preconceived ideas and notions about the story, about Julian Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks, and it was very interesting to go on a journey together with our amazing team and unpack this sort of mythology and what was fact, what was fiction, and to really delve down these very dark sort of alleys. And I think what we discovered we didn't ever expect we would find. So that's, as a filmmaker, as a producer, I think that's a home run. That's what you want. It's amazing. So we're very, very pleased.
And a similar question for you, Drew. You've made a lot of documentaries over the years. What was the most challenging part for this compared to the others that you've made?
Having to operate with such security, having to operate in a kind of cloak and dagger way to make sure that there was no intervention, no interference, no mischief by the powerful. We understood that we were being surveilled. We understood that our computers, our telephones, our interactions could easily be penetrated, and we had to make sure, not just for ourselves, that didn't happen, but we were chasing a storm. This was an ongoing story with ongoing implications for real people, lawsuits, intelligence services, the rest. So all of that put us in a place I've never been in before, which was looking over my shoulder all the time, and all of us doing technological things to keep the truth safe, to keep the pursuit of truth safe.
That's quite scary. So how do you persevere in an environment like that and keep the mindset and the goal of what you're trying to achieve here at the forefront?
Look at the stakes we're facing in the world. I don't think there's anything that's too much to do to try to figure out how to get this world back from the brink of pure insanity, which is what we're seeing every day. And I think the public knows that the powerful don't like us to be informed, because when we're stupid and uninformed, they can do what they want with the world. The moment we start to know, we become an alert and knowledgeable citizenry, then they've got a danger. And so our job is just to overcome that, all of us. That's why you're interviewing me.
Congratulations on what you did at the Cannes Film Festival, especially winning the Golden Globe. What does that mean for this movie this year for you both?
You don't want to ask me that. That doesn't mean anything, because in today's marketplace, the movie No Other Land won the Academy Award and couldn't get a distributor, because what's happening in the marketplace is destructive to the public's right to know what's happening. So a movie like ours can win Cannes, it can win a Golden Globe, it can give us all kinds of laurels, and we feel great for a day. The next day you discover that's not really worth anything, because the marketplace is cutthroat and it wants to feed people stupid stuff, individual scandals, sensation. It doesn't want to tell people what they need to know.
Well, that said, there is a real hunger for this story. We've had standing ovations, huge audience kind of response to this film. So I think people are going to seek it out, and that's the best you can hope for.
And my final question is, what are you hoping that people take away from the experience of watching The $6 Billion Man?
That there are people in the film who are heroes, and the people whose stories are in the film that are heroic, many of them tell us what they did to try to get information to the public, to try to protect Julian Assange and WikiLeaks so they could do their work. They're all heroes who do that, but equally there are a lot of bad guys in this film, and there are heroes in this film whose heroism is to come forward and confess the crimes they committed. And that's every bit as heroic, because all of us make mistakes. All of us do bad things. But if we're going to fix this world, we all have to be in the what can I do next business.
Can I answer that? I think the thing I would most like the viewer to come away with is the idea of the stakes, just really understanding that while we were making this film, we honestly thought that Julian Assange would either die in prison or be extradited to the US. And he's a publisher, he's a journalist, so that was a really scary and strange sort of environment in which to be making this kind of a film.
Congratulations both on the film. Thank you.
Thank you very much.